It's December. It got cold and we got snow here fast, so the lake's locked up right away. For you southern folks, that means that the ice is covering the lake completely. So the docks are out. I get asked all the time, what do you guys do in the winter? Which, for some reason, knee-jerk reaction to that is kind of offensive. I don't know why, but objectively, it's a fair question. So I guess for this off season, I've decided to pivot our content a little bit. And, you know, barge is put away, so we can't do any iconic trips across the lake. Docks are out, so no more sweet installations to film. But what I can give you is a little bit more behind the scenes of how the operation works. There's a lot more housekeeping and office work that goes on, so some of our content will be a little bit more of the operation, snooze. But we spend a lot of time recharging, reorganizing, preparing, and selling into the next season, because everything that we do over the winter buys us our time back in the spring. And in the spring, there's not enough hours in the day. Like, we can't work long enough to get everything done. And time spent in the winter makes our spring that much better. And some of the lengths that we go to, I think, would surprise a lot of some of our audience, especially guys that don't have lakes that are froze up in the winter, because the lengths that we go to can be kind of extreme. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. What do dock guys do in the winter? So we're out here on Lake Osakis. It is a nice 9-degree cold morning. The lake has frozen over. So Justin's got a sail that he's working on that requires a new dock. And so we're going to actually pop holes in the ice. Got our auger there, measuring pole there. There's our intern rider, high rider. And we're going to go measure out a new dock for a customer. It's a little more of our sneak peek behind the scenes of what dock guys do in the winter. One thing we're looking for is we got a trade dock. Looks like we got a pretty long old steel dock, but it's in good shape. Got plastic tires on it. Someone will learn to love it. Got a nice clear marked out starting point to start measuring from. That's off. It's our first trip out on the ice, so we're hoping Justin does his best. Careful, Ryder, the rocks are slippery.
How far is that?
The long tape, come along here, pop the test hole, taking a measurement at 36 feet.
We're about 2.5 feet right here, Ryder.
There's ice we're working with.
Well, we're working with quite a bit of ice. I would say that's about 6 inches.
Nice.
There's not 6 inches out there.
Yeah, but here we're plenty good.
Exactly 3.
Wow, gaining water quick. So now we're out to 56 feet. We're going to keep measuring in increments at 8, so that way we can get an appropriate measure for 8-foot dock section lengths.
Three and a half, Ryder, for 56.
So you can see we're measuring to the water level. We don't really care about what the ice is doing, but the water level itself. Ooh, got a little bit more water there.
4 feet, Ryder.
And so what we're measuring for is maybe the ice will go out and the water won't be exact our measurements, but we're not necessarily trying to guess what exactly the water level is going to be in the spring. What we're trying to find out is what the shoreline does over the course of this distance. And so from where Ryder's at on shore, let's call that point A, point 0, all the way out to these benchmarks that we've been pacing out, we can at least get an idea of what the shoreline does on a gradual slope. And then that helps us tailor the installation as far as the depth of the wheel kit. And so we've been doing this long enough time that it's very close when it comes out in spring with the water level where the ice is sitting, where the water's sitting in the ice hole versus when the ice goes out. But we also expect some fluctuation in the spring rains when the lakes come up, especially on this Lake Osakis. What that lets us do is give the customer an idea of how long their dock needs to be, and where we determine how long a dock needs to be is to get their boat lift into operational depth. So boat lift, depending on what the boat is, more than likely somewhere between 40 to 50 inches of water is pretty dang good. Should get them through a lot of fluctuation, which we've obviously found here. So we're getting north of 4 feet, so that's plenty. So then the guys will head back to the office, put a layout together that shows those measurements, and send out a few options for dock quotes. personal touch that we like to do to help educate the customer, let them know that we're invested in figuring out what's best for their shoreline. So just kind of the part of the process, Carlson Dock.